is the last case for the month of January. William Billy Cortes, age 15, disappeared on March 23, 1984 from Auburn, California. His mother said to the newspaper, quote, "They say you have a missing child. How can you live? I've got to watch who I say that to. It kind of makes me feel worse in a way." At the time of this article in 2009, she had lived for 25 years without one of her 5 children. Her son Billy disappeared from a group home in Auburn, California on March 30th. Wait a minute. I got March 23rd up there, but this says March 30th. That's strange. There might have been 2 dates. Billy's case is one of about a dozen cold cases that haunt Placer County Sheriff's Missing Persons Division. The oldest one known in the county dates back to 1965, and most are about people who went missing before stronger laws and policies regarding missing persons were put in place, according to Lori Lewis, an investigative assistant in the Crimes Against Persons Unit who investigates missing persons. Following the 1983 death of a 19-year-old woman who was first reported missing and later found dead, Lewis said a federal mandate was issued stipulating how missing persons cases were supposed to be handled. She said now the law requires that law enforcement enter all missing persons information into a national database called the NCIC, or National Crime Information Center. Also, within 14 days, they have to retrieve dental records. Additionally, within the last 5 years, DNA testing has become important, and law enforcement can offer tests to families. She said they also have reimbursement to fill her position, which is, a missing persons investigator. They can still wait 4 days before entering a missing person that they don't feel is at risk. It's so wrong. But they always enter the names in Placer County as soon as they are alerted to the case. That way, there's no falling through the cracks, she explained. She handles a little more than 300 new missing person cases a year. Wow. He stole $8 worth of beer, and that's how he ended up in the group home with kids a lot rougher than him, the investigator said. According to his mom, Marge Cortes, who now lives in El Dorado Hills, California, her son snuck out of the group home one night to go to a party with other boys at the home. Then what? It's kind of like he just went off the face of the earth, she said. Nobody can figure out what happened that night. She said she still has the unknown. She still doesn't really believe he's dead. She believes that somebody knows something, and one of his siblings actually went to San Francisco to meet up with one of those kids later, and nothing came of it, unfortunately. They were never named as suspects, but police did interview them. Okay, she and her daughter went to Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown is was she passed away. Um, a purported psychic that Montel Williams would have on his show. The fact of the matter is, Sylvia Brown was a fraud. Um, where Sylvia Brown told her son had made it to Canada but was killed in an accident. They even went up to check on identified bodies in Canada. Sometimes they don't want to be reminded when I call, the detective explained. Detective Lewis explained. Um, wow. She called one family in 2007 to ask for DNA in regards to their missing son, who went missing 25 years before, and the father told her the son's room hadn't been touched. Oh, nothing had changed. It goes deep, Detective Lewis said. You just have to be really cautious when you talk to a family because it's like it happened yesterday for them. What's kept Billy's mom going? Her other four children. Um, these quotes came from an article written in the Journal in Auburn, California by Jennifer Gee, G-E-E. She can be reached at Jennifer G, letter G, at goldcountrymedia.com. And then the top 5 missing cases in the county, which is Placer County, California. Alma Root, age 15, missing since 1980. Kimberly Stewart, age 19. 1977. Irma Martin, 40 years old, 1988. Christine Wilson, 27 years old, 2005. There was a conviction in her case. Eric Gamelgard, 23, 1992. And those cases were mentioned by Detective Lori Lewis. Investigative Assistant Lori Lewis. If you have any information, you can call the Placer County Sheriff's Office at 530-889-7800. That's 530-889-7800. It's actually quite sad. In 2004, 1984, they had a candlelight vigil for Billy, to mark $20 years. It has now been 37 years. This mother needs answers. She needs justice. She needs these young men to come forward and talk about that party, talk about what they remember, what they saw. They're not young men anymore. You figure in 1984, I was 10. And this boy was 15. So he was 5 years older than me. So these boys are on average, I'm going to say 3 to 5 years older than me, maybe even more than that. We'll say 3 to 7. So that means that they are between 50 and 57-ish. Because if you go to the upper limit, which would be 17, 10, 15 is 5. Yeah, 17 would be 7 years older than me. So, at the time. So if you go by that, they would be between 50 and 53 years old, if they were all older than him or his age. If there were some younger than him, they might be between 50 and 57. If Billy were still alive, Billy would be 53. Actually, I'll be 49 this year, so he'll be 54 this year. But, excuse me. So, yeah. These men are now men in their late 40s, all the way up to their mid-50s, who probably have children and grandchildren, who long since straightened their lives out for the most part. And I think they should really think about it. Think about coming forward and saying, I was at this party. Yes, we snuck out. We went to this party. This is what happened. I don't know where he is, but this is the last place I saw him. These are the people I saw him with. It's just my opinion. Tell me what you think. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to watch